Philly Show is presented by Fox One, Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zolecki. It's Wednesday, October 16th, 2025. We're sporting our Phillies Show caps.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are. Guys, sources confirmed on Monday what I think all three of us expected, and that is Rob Thomson will be back as Phillies manager in 2026. Let's talk about it. It's time for the Park's first pitch. First pitch is brought to us exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Are we surprised, guys?
No.
I'm not surprised. I thought I understood the speculation. I wouldn't have been stunned if all of a sudden a decision was made like this, but I'm not surprised that Rob Thomson is back. I thought it was kind of a long shot.
I am stunned by the reaction by the fans. Or there's a loud minority, I guess it is, thinking that he should have been canned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Because I think he handles things really, really well. You can question any managerial move anybody makes at any time. You can Monday morning quarterback all day long. There are some that I disagree with, but overall, I think Rob is super conscientious, very steady hand, and one of the reasons why they've had so much success, particularly in regular season, as they had over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, they've been to the postseason 4 years in a row under him, all 4 seasons. They haven't gotten where they wanted to go. We all acknowledge that. He's pushed buttons that sometimes haven't worked, but I can see the logic in all the moves. Sometimes the players got to make the manager look good. And, it hasn't happened. But, there's no problem questioning his moves. He would understand it. But, before the 4 years that they've been in the postseason, they missed the postseason 10 years. Have we forgotten what a wasteland baseball was for 10 freaking years? And he's gotten there 4 years in a row. Got into October with ascending win totals every year. He did not deserve to be fired. I think he should have been back. He is back. I think he's a good skipper. And, the pressure ramps up here. I'd be very curious to see if he has gotten or will get a 1-year contract extension, because that would raise the question, is he a lame duck next year? And the last time they had a lame duck, Joe Girardi, it didn't work out well. Matter of fact, it led to Rob's rise into the manager's chair. But we'll find that out soon enough. But I'm glad he's going to be the skipper in 2026. And, the expectations remain the same. Win a World Series. And if they don't get there, then maybe change will be more justified. But right now, I'm really comfortable with him going into 2026. I think he's done a good job.
I do too. And I wrote about this in my Phillies beat newsletter, and maybe this is asinine. You guys can tell me. I've written dumb stuff before, but I was thinking about, he makes the playoffs 4 straight years. They fall short. Certain moves didn't work out. Manager's going to get ripped for that all the time. I totally get it. And you could say the bunt playing game too. And why did he walk Shohei Ohtani to put the tying run on third base in game 4? I get all that. But then I think back to Bobby Cox with the Atlanta Braves. He won 14 consecutive division titles. That awful manager won 1 World Series. I guess Bobby Cox, and I'm sure after all those postseasons, there was a move that Bobby made or didn't make. It's like, what is this guy doing? But he's a Hall of Fame manager. They didn't punch it across the goal line. Dave Roberts. Now, I'm going to throw out the 2020 season, the pandemic shortened 2020 season. They won the World.
It doesn't count for me.
Okay.
It never counted for me.
So then we are in agreement there. So throw out the 2020 Dodgers World Series.
Out.
Dave Roberts, 8 seasons before this year, they won the NL West 7 times. They finally won the World Series in year 8. And I know after a lot of those postseason failures, it was Dave Roberts. Should he go? Should he be fired? He's not really a good manager. He doesn't push the right buttons, all of those things. And then finally in 2024, they put it all together. The players performed. Freddie Freeman hits a grand slam in game 1, a walk-off grand slam, and then they win the World Series. So
Correct.
I don't think it's a stretch to think that Rob Thomson could do the same thing that Dave Roberts did last season, or other managers have done after being at the helm for 5, 6, 7 seasons, and then finally winning a World Series. Charlie Manuel, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, that was his 4th year as manager. But it doesn't happen right off the bat every single time. It's hard to win in the World Series, man. You know, if the
Really hard.
It's really hard to win the World Series, and I get it. Some moves didn't work out. I saw the logic in all of them. The players like him for the most part. I'm sure there's some guys in there. Nick Castellanos grumbled about him. Okay, whatever. But he's back, and I don't think this means the Phillies are running it back. That was something I've heard a couple times in emails and in comments on Twitter. Oh, so I guess they're running it back? I don't think they're going to run it back. If Dave Dombrowski comes out on Thursday, guys, and says, we're bringing back the same exact squad, we think we can get it done as is, I would be stunned if he said that.
Here's the other question I have, a follow-up. How long do you think the leash is?
I don't think it's particular. I think it depends on the well, actually, it doesn't depend on the contract extension if he got one. I don't think the leash is particularly long. I think Dombrowski played the change the manager card in 2022, and the team responded, and he could play it again in 2026. And I think Rob Thomson realizes that. I'm sure he realizes that. It's the way the game is played. But
been around the game a long time.
Yeah, look, we're all disappointed they haven't won a World Series here. I think they're always going to rue the day they didn't win in 2023 when they were putting
had the world by the cojones.
Yeah, they were putting teams. They were putting teams through the wood chipper, like in Fargo early in that postseason, and then they went to Arizona. Okay, and one of the managers' moves blew up in his face, and then they came home and they didn't hit and they gagged. They'll rue that forever. And you can blame a lot of people, and you can point some fingers at Rob Thomson, but you can also spread those fingers all around that lineup and that clubhouse and that bullpen. I don't think the finger is big enough to point at Rob Thomson to make a managerial change right now. They sputter out of the gate next year. I bet you he'd be the first one to tell you he expects it, and that would be a card Dave could play. But right now, hey, if you want to say they're running back the manager, fine. I'm fine with it.
Right.
And that was first pitch.
Thanks, Jim. Follow that up, baby.
Yeah. First pitch is presented exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. ParksCasino.com is the website. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And by the way, you must be 21 to participate.
Philly Show is brought to you by Fox One. Fox One is now live. Stream all your Fox favorites together in one place, including all American League playoff games and the World Series. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and Seattle Mariners is Wednesday night on Fox. First pitch is at 8:03 p.m. Eastern. Mariners have a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series, winning the first 2 games in Toronto at Rogers Center. The Blue Jays will try to stop the bleeding with 2020 AL Cy Young winner Shane Bieber. The Mariners sending George Kirby to the mound. You can stream the ALCS on Fox One from MLB postseason to NFL on Fox to Big Noon Saturdays with Fox One. You get it all live. Start your 7-day free trial today. Offers are subject to change. Go to fox1.com for complete terms and conditions. Fox One, streaming now.
The Mariners are really playing well. And they were here, 8 weeks ago and got their lunch handed to them by the Phillies. I mean, it's amazing.
The Phillies destroyed the Mariners. I mean, it was insane.
That's what I mean.
It was crazy.
The Phillies beat them up, battered and bruised. And I don't know. I've had a feel about that team for a while, the Mariners, because it just seems like they sprinkled with a little gold dust with the Cal Raleigh season. They got that.
They picked up two corner pieces.
Nice trade.
They needed offense, and Trader Jerry finally got it right.
He likes to trade. Yeah.
Trader Jerry got it right.
He finally did. Yeah, he absolutely did. Okay, so guys, we asked all of our viewers on YouTube and all of our listeners on Apple, Spotify, through our various social media platforms to send us questions. And one of you two, I don't know who wants to take this responsibility. Whoever you think sends the best question, ask the best question today, I want you to award that person a Manco and Manco gift card.
I want everybody to be pissed off at Jim. So
no, we're going to put our heads together. I'm going to take notes.
Okay, you take notes, Jim. All right,
I know who I'm not giving it to.
Okay, here we go. So here's one that I thought was an interesting way to look at things. This is from Dan PSU09 on Instagram. Does the Dodgers' success with starting pitching in the bullpen improve the odds that the Phillies re-sign Ranger Suarez? If you haven't listened to our show on Monday, go back. We ranked 15 players most likely to return, least likely to return. We had Ranger Suarez as the least likely Philly to return in the offseason. Not that doesn't mean the Phillies won't try.
You never know how things are going to shake out over the course of a winter. And Scott Boras winters last a long time, sometimes until March 12th. That's when Arrieta signed a few years ago with the Phillies, March 12th. So you just never know how things could shake out over the course of a winter and how that could affect Ranger in terms of coming back to Philadelphia. I just feel like there are major questions about his durability, and with the money they need to allocate to make a run at Schwarber and JT and fix other things, and with the pitching they have and the pitching they have coming, I see Ranger as being, call it a budget cut, call it thank you very much. We'll catch you down the road. I just don't think he's going to be here, but could be wrong.
Here's the issue with waiting that long. A lot of teams set their budgets long before, February and March. And I think what happens is you have a very narrow window or now amount of teams that have not set their budget by the time February and March rolls around. So all of a sudden you're going to throw like a $30 million salary on a guy. Mm-hmm. Have you tested for that? There's very few teams who are able to stay in that mix that late in the process. That's why I think, holding on to those players and trying to eke out the very last dollar or making a historic deal or a historic AAV or whatever the modus operandi of Scott Boras is that particular offseason. I think in a lot of times it hurts the player. So that's why they have to take pillow contracts.
And it would be nice to build a deep enough rotation where you do have guys that can help in the bullpen in October and be really, effective, like Ranger technically was in Game 4.
And it would have happened had they had Wheeler healthy.
Yeah, it would have happened. It would have happened. We were talking about that for months. That who's going to go out there, Luzardo,
and it probably would have happened. Luzardo and or Ranger.
It just kind of fell apart on him. So
yeah. Losing Wheeler killed him. This is from David Manning on Blue Sky. Assuming that the Phillies are going to move Nick Castellanos, what kind of return would we expect or even want? Even if we're eating salary, what should we expect in return?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Not much.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think you can get very much. You could get like a 30th prospect in somebody's organization.
Yeah, I don't know how.
20.
He's making $20 million next season. You're going to have to eat a lot of that.
And they'd be willing to eat a lot of it. I bet they'd be willing to eat $10, $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is, if you look at his numbers, I mean, obviously he didn't have a great offensive year and his defense is questionable and all that other stuff. What would be his value today on the open marketplace? Like, what would somebody pay him? 7, 8 million, 9 million, 4 million? I don't know.
Yeah.
Based on how he performed this year.
Yeah. And you're talking about a guy, again, based off of Fangraphs War was the worst qualified player in baseball, -0.6, I think it was, for whatever that is. But, defensively, offensively, struggle.
That's why you can't expect much of a return, I don't think.
Yeah. I think right there, what you're trying to do is you talk about running it back, move on from him, try to find something in the right field, Could be some other moves going on in the outfield.
Yeah.
This one, Ruben, I think is directed at you. I heard a rumor the Phillies are going to try to move one or more of the big contracts. Any details or guesses? That's from J.R. Adler 11 on Threads. You kind of talked about
I
this.
must have created the rumor. I created the rumor.
You're a rumor starter.
I just opined that it is a possibility, and it is the duty of the general manager to explore all possibilities. And I think that Dave Dombrowski, I just have a feeling that Dave Dombrowski will keep his mind open on everything to try to change the mix a little bit so that they don't necessarily, quote unquote, run it back.
Right. You think, yeah.
I didn't try to create a rumor. I just gave an opinion.
Right.
You're a rumor monger.
Not really. But if people want to take it like that, that's fine.
Well, this is
from
listen
John. To my words that I say.
Well, most people who did listen to your words believe when they hear big contract, Harper or Turner,
but there's other guys
too. They both have no trade clauses.
Yeah.
I wonder if they went to Harper and said, "We're thinking of trading you." I flat out think he would say, "You're not trading me." But if that would alienate him and I don't know,
right,
would create a diminishing returns or something.
Very delicate.
I think it's very delicate. Now I don't even think I don't think they would go there. I think the owner wants him here and wants him to go into the Hall of Fame as a Philly.
Maybe so. So doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing.
It's not look, it's not a terrible idea in terms of
it's not exact science. It's not an exact science.
You want to change the mix.
You want to change the mix. You have to, explore pretty much everything, not just big contracts, little contracts, the whole 9 yards. But it is possible.
How about this?
I would be willing to bet they kick it around, but
the percentage of it actually happening is probably very low.
Yeah, never.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we said on Monday's show, Harper was the most likely guy to return. I think Turner was the second most likely guy to return of those 15 players. Correct. So doesn't mean you can't explore anything and everything. I get it, but we also feel that we wouldn't bet on it either.
No, it's like one of those things where you used to sit around talking about getting Giancarlo Stanton all the time. Talk about it, but
why not try? Got to try.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's GPAP9631 on Instagram. Would you let Kyle Schwarber walk if he's too expensive, then turn toward Pete Alonso instead, a right-handed power bat? I mean, you'd have to make him the DH, obviously, and he would be the DH. I mean, is that if they would lose Schwarber somehow, would you want Pete Alonso on this squad? I mean,
I would love a right-handed power bat behind Harper, and I would love to have Schwarber as well. And I would see if Bryce could go to right field for a couple of years. I don't know. I think that's got to be up on the table too. I mean, I don't know how much money you can spend. Alonso wants a 7-year deal. I understand that's a negotiating tactic. Right. You start high and you set up. But if I could get Pete Alonso, man, he posts, he plays all the time. He drives in runs, he hits home runs, he hits doubles. He's a very productive player. It'd be a scary right-handed bat behind Harper, and he's another. I think he's a Boris guy, right, Todd?
Oh yeah,
So he would maybe like Bryce is a Boris guy. That might be the guy. I think that was the guy Bryce was referring to when he said he would have moved to the outfield for certain players. I think Pete Alonso's that guy.
Would you guys view that as running it back or making changes if you flip-flop Schwarber for Alonso?
I'm
serious. How would you feel about that?
It's not a running back. But
that wouldn't be a running it back if you lose.
I'd like them both.
Yeah. Now what's interesting is Bryce has said, he said in the offseason or in spring training, he would move to the outfield. And I remember talking to him midseason about it before the trade deadline. I think it was in Chicago at when they were playing the White Sox a few days before the trade deadline. He said, I'm still open to it. I don't want to do it long-term though. I like playing first base. Now, if they Phillies would come to them and say, listen, we could get Pete Alonso here and we could get Schwarber, but you might have to play outfield for a couple of years. I don't know. Maybe the conversation changes then. Have the conversation. You never know where it's going to go. Maybe he goes, hey, you know what? I'll do this. If you can put together a roster, Dave, that can win a World Series, I will go play the outfield, even though I prefer to play first base. So it's interesting. That's the type of things that they have to do this offseason, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. And you got like 38 million coming off the books when Castellanos and Taiwan Walker are done after next year. You might be able to do something creative. What do you think?
Defer.
What do you think, Mr. GM?
He's never deferred. The Phillies have never deferred.
It's not something they've done, but maybe that's something they start to do because they're well over budget.
Oh, yes.
And they've been well over budget for the last 3 or 4 years, hundreds of millions of dollars. That I can tell you assuredly.
And
even though they've got asses in the seats and a ton of them, they're still well over budget because they don't drive the same revenues as the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees do, but their payrolls are up there with them.
All right, question from Jim in Westchester. Would you sacrifice JT to bring in Pete?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would not because the pitching's too important and the catching's too important. The catching to catch the pitching is too important for me.
Okay. No, I hear you what you're saying. It's a vital team within a team. JT and that pitching staff. I'm just trying to.
Guys.
It's the reason why the pitching is the reason why they had so much success. Let's just call it what it is. It wasn't the offense that had the success throughout the entire season. It was the pitching that kept them afloat.
And yeah, absolutely. I think all three of us know, and certainly the pitchers know, and other people know that guy is super important to the success of that pitching staff. They trust that guy. They trust that guy with their lives.
Correct.
They trust that guy with their lives.
Get Pete, and put Bryce in right field. Get Pete.
I love it, Jim. I love where your head's at, Jim.
I like where your head's at too. I mean, I love the cut of your jib, Jim.
Be bold. I love the cut of Jim's jib.
Bring him.
Sorry,
bring him.
So here's one.
Right, I like it.
I agree. I think that would be exciting.
That rumor. Oh, that's definitely happening. Let's create that rumor.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's definitely going to happen. It's a Boris guy. It's that's Harper's guy.
Just get every Boris guy here.
Get him on.
That's a great point too. Is like anytime there's a free agent, like, well, this guy's connected. They have the same agent. It comes down to the money. Everybody, all right.
John Heyman will let us know.
Somebody.
John Heyman will let us know before even Scott Boras knows.
You're going to hear this stuff in the offseason, right? You're going to go, well, this guy played with Trey Turner in Team USA, so there's a connection there. Or this guy spent a winter in the offseason with Kevin Long in Arizona. Can we forget about that stuff? If the money's not there, the guy's not going to go, I'm going to take $30 left.
Greenbacks.
This guy went to In-N-Out Burger with that guy.
Exactly right. Speaking of Kevin Long, we got a lot of Kevin Long questions, so I'm going to whittle it down to this one. DJ St. James on Instagram, T Montgomery 10, Joe Messina Sr., Bo 9292, RB Ham 76. They're all on Instagram. They all had a question about Kevin Long. Thoughts on moving on from Kevin Long?
Everything was on the table in the offseason. They're still thinking about their staff. No one's ever talked about their staff other than Rob Thomson is the rumor. And that's not even official yet, but him coming back. But we assume based on some of the stuff that's out there that he's coming back. But I think they're all still sort of assessing the hitting stuff because they've made changes with the assistant hitting guys a couple years back. They made another change. Do they change the analytics, folks? What kind of job are they doing?
Right.
So, Kevin Long made a pretty nice adjustment with Bryson Stott. Had a pretty nice adjustment mid-season with JT. Got a lot out of him.
Marsh
helped Marsh a lot. Completely resuscitated Kyle Schwarber's career. This year,
Help Kepler a little bit.
They got something out of Kepler. This year they were number 2 in the majors in batting average, number 4 in on base, number 3 in slugging, number 8 in runs, number 4 in OPS, number 6 in hard contact, number 5 in exit velo. Where did Kevin Long screw up? He couldn't swing the bat for them in October. Where did he screw up?
He didn't make the choices for them when they went to the plate.
And they also improved their selectivity this year over the 162.
Yeah. But not in the playoffs, Jim.
Maybe he won't want to come back. I don't know. I've been keeping an eye on something with Kevin Long. I've been keeping an eye on that Mets job.
He wants to be a manager. He wants to be a manager.
Well, I've been keeping an eye on that Mets hitting job because Juan Soto loves him. Well, apparently today the Mets landed on a hitting coach, the director of hitting. The guy used to be with the Cardinals. So that job is now filled. They filled that on what's today? Tuesday. We're filming on Tuesday, right, Todd? Sorry, I blew your secret. So he won't be going to the Mets, but people can fire Kevin Long. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, look at
swing him. You can't swing it for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, did you see what the Andrew Friedman, Dodgers president of baseball ops, said about the Phillies in Milwaukee press conference? He said the Phillies. He said it is so hard to hit. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing you can possibly do. And he said, I've never seen a team execute against Shohei Ohtani like the Phillies executed against Shohei Ohtani. He was 1 for 18 in that NLDS. Freddie Freeman did nothing in the NLDS. And the point being that if you have really good pitching, I don't care how talented the hitters are. And Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman are first ballot Hall of Famers. And the Phillies shut them down because they had great pitching against them. And so to pin that on the Dodgers hitting coach, if they had gotten knocked out in the NLDS, to me would have been crazy. Just like it, to me, pinning it on Kevin Long. Now there could be other changes in the coaching staff, and maybe there will be a change at hitting.
Somebody always has to take
Somebody
the fall.
takes the
It's always
fall.
somebody's fault, and it's never the players. Have you ever noticed it's never the players' fault ever?
Well, this year I do think that there's going to be some changes. We all agree there will be some changes. So in that sense, shaking up the roster will be those guys taking the fall when they're not here next year in one way or another. I don't know if this is something that we can answer right now, but what is plan B if JT Realmuto goes elsewhere? Marshawn and Stubbs, Adley Rushman. That's from Paul Rudman on Facebook.
Have you guys seen the free agent market? It's Salvador Perez, who has got like a club option or mutual option.
Yeah.
It's JT, and then that's it.
That
done.
Correct.
There's
Correct.
no Moss.
Yes.
Now, there on the trade market could be different, but there's no catching. There's no catching in the whole league.
And I don't
the free agent market.
And I don't see Adley Rushman play every day, but I can tell you this: he doesn't play every day at catcher. He DHs a lot, and if you look at his numbers as a catcher, they're not very good compared to when he DHs. So this is a guy that it's not JT. He's not going to go out and catch 130 games and hit 280 with 30 bombs and 90 RBIs. If that's what people are thinking with Adley Rushman, he's just not that type of guy. In his career as a DH, he's got an 837 OPS. As a catcher, a 726 OPS. So catching an offense with him does not suit well, and he's not the defensive player that I think JT is.
And he's had, over the course of his last few years, he's had Bryce Harper stumping for him, and Zach Wheeler, strong, silent type who doesn't say a lot, has to me
says a lot about him.
Says a lot about him. Question for you guys:
is this Jim from Westchester?
Yes, this is
He's back.
First time, long time.
He's back. First time, long time.
He's one of those annoying regular. He's one of those guys that calls in all the time.
First time, long time. Do the Giants scare you because Jeff Berry, his former agent, is there?
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, it scares me only because Buster Posey's going to be, who is who he is. He knows how important catching is. And the manager might be an ex-catcher.
Right.
Aren't they interviewing? Aren't they interviewing
Hundley?
Hundley.
No, isn't that a different guy? Nick Hundley? Was he a catcher?
I think Nick Hundley's a catcher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I know Todd Hundley was, but I think Nick Hundley was a catcher as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Buster, you could just see Buster would love JT. But, I mean, Jeff Berry's one of his big advisors, JT's former agent, and he knows the guy inside out, and they have a need.
It's a good call, Jim. They could very well go big on him. Could very well.
San Diego, too, but I kind of heard some rumblings. They might have to shed a little payroll.
Oh, that's true. They do have some issues there.
And they have no manager right now.
No money yet.
Right.
No money yet.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, JT, I know people got frustrated with his offensive performance early in the season, and he finished well. He finished strong. He was great in the postseason. But, man, do not undersell his impact on that pitching staff. We got more questions coming up, but Ruben.
Oh, I got to get my read together. I got to get it together because it's all about the live bet parks, the live bet app on the Bet Parks app. The live bet, you can live bet the baseball playoffs. They're in full swing, pro football, so much more. The Birds are in Minnesota on Sunday. Bet the line, bet all types of performances on the game, everything you want to bet on. There's always another way to win on the bets on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. Bet Parks is the only app that I would ever recommend. Bet Parks has your favorite classic casino games as well, right on your phone. Make your downtime your fun time. Play blackjack, craps, roulette, plus bet all your favorite sports. Like I said, playoff baseball, these championship series going on, and it's in full swing. Play hundreds of hot online slots. Bet player performances in playoff baseball, the championship series, as I said, pro football, and so much more. Join me on the Bet Parks app right now. New users can get up to $1,000 casino points bonus back if you're down in your first 24 hours. BetParks.com for details. So whether your team scores or not, there is always another way to win on the Bet Parks online casino and sportsbook app. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Michigan. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. So, guys, we have another giveaway from Shibe Vintage Sports, our friends at Shibe Vintage Sports. We got a Phillies cap with a Veterans Stadium patch on the side. We've been giving away some cool stuff from Shibe Sports all fall. So if you're watching us on YouTube, scan that QR code on your screen and enter for a chance to win. Or if you're listening to us, just remember this email or this website address, shibesports.com/TPS. You can win that Phillies cap. And as always, once you enter, you are entered for the end of the year drawing, a year's supply of shirts from Shibe Vintage Sports. And the reason why they're giving away this Phillies cap today is because we do like a This Week in Phillies baseball history, Philly baseball history tie-in with them. October 13th, 1993, the Phillies won the NLCS over that juggernaut team, Bobby Cox's Atlanta Braves. How about
I remember storming out on the field in my swingster jacket because I was not able to suit up.
What do you remember about that night?
High five of my boys. I was disappointed I couldn't be in uniform, number one, but really, really happy for the boys. It was exciting. It was a fun time. It was really cool. I remember holding Dave Hollins' hand as the last pitch was made.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome because you guys were just like, let's
hold hands,
positive vibes to make it happen. And the only reason I asked you that's because
hold his hand. One of my good friends in the game.
Because I only know Dave Hollins from his time as a scout. I didn't cover him as a player, but he is a great guy to talk to. I love talking to Dave Hollins whenever he was around. But I heard he was
hardcore.
He was hardcore, dude.
He was hardcore.
You would not have enjoyed talking to him as
anybody's man.
You would not have enjoyed talking to him when he was a player because he was intense. Would be the light side of it.
I once wrote in the Inquirer that talking to him was like taking a butter knife and putting it in an electrical outlet. You knew you were going to get zapped.
Yeah. But he's a great human being.
He is a good dude. He is a great dude. He's mellow.
And he was a hell of a scout for me. Really good.
And a good guy. Great teammate. Had everybody's back.
Oh, my God. The ultimate foxhole guy.
He would have killed for his teammates.
Loved him. And still do.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty good player in Bo Hollins who can really swing it.
Yeah.
At South Carolina. He's a Gamecock.
In a brawl, you could punch him in the head. He wouldn't even feel it. He had the thickest cranium on earth.
That was his nickname, Head.
Yeah. remember they weighed his head?
They weighed his head?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. That is great.
In the clubhouse.
Oh,
He's a beautiful man. He's a beautiful man.
That's fantastic. So yeah, go again. I want you guys to see this hat, the Phillies cap with that cool vet. I do love the old Vet Stadium logo. So that Vet Stadium logo on the side. Cool. Yeah, it just kind of brings you back, Is
that a Matt Stairs doppelganger or something?
Yeah, right. That guy kind of looks like Stairs. Absolutely. So again, scan that QR code on your screen. Go to shibesports.com/TPS for a chance to win. And again, if you enter, you're good for the end of the year drawing. A ton of T-shirts, a year supply of T-shirts from Shibe. We've got a bunch, and they are.
Are we talking 365 T-shirts?
I don't think it's 365. It might be. I don't know what the number is. A year supply. I mean, how many
T-shirts? I don't know what
a
year supply actually means, but it's a ton of them. I've seen a ton of T-shirts.
I've seen Jim eat barbecue. He could probably, 365. You get a little barbecue sauce on. Throw those things out.
You seem a little messy. Yeah.
I'm a dribbler. I'm a dribbler in more ways than one.
Oh, good. All right, here we go. Let's go back to the
downhill fast.
Let's finish up some questions here. This is kind of a thinking one. It seems like the Phillies are insisting that Aiden Miller is a major league shortstop and not a third baseman. Does that mean that Trey Turner eventually transitions to center field? This move would potentially fill a major hole at the position on the major league roster. That's from Edward Abrams on Facebook. Do we have any thoughts on that?
Why not? I mean, I think he played a great shortstop, but if you're going to let young kids play, he's got to go play somewhere. He might play third base.
Yeah.
Right now he's a shortstop, but he might have to move to third base. He might have to move some other position. But his value, I think, is in the infield because he can play it. He's got some speed. He's really came on strong at the end of the year. The early part of the season was slow for him, but he came on strong late. Made the adjustments finally, and he's a real prospect, man. You never know. He may very well be in a major league ballpark come 2026, and he might make it out of spring training. Who knows? Who knows what kind of change they're going to make? Maybe Crawford, maybe Miller. Maybe they just go young. Who knows? Anything.
Him being a left side infielder, he's a left side infielder. If you can play shortstop, you can play anywhere in the infield. He could play third base. I think he could be like turnkey at third base, and that could be a position in flux over the winter. I'm not saying he's going to be here opening day, but it could be something to keep an eye on. They've long thought he could play third. They've talked about putting him at second at times. Remember Preston told us that?
Maybe Bohm goes to first. He goes to third, and Harper goes to right.
Maybe Bohm goes to Seattle. I don't know.
What would you guys move Miller to the outfield at all? Is that stupid?
I think his value. I think you keep him in the infield. Keep him in the infield and until he can't.
Right. So that's something to think about. Maybe Turner moving to the outfield at some point. I know we talked about that early in the season when he was last in the offseason when he was struggling as a possibility at some point. But he did play a good shortstop this year. So
it's going to be tough to move him off the position now, unless you really feel if he'll do it for the team and it'll really help the team and they can convince him that's the way to go. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying I think they'll probably try to keep their mind open on a lot of stuff. Right. And that's one of them.
He's here a long time. I still think he finishes his career with the Phillies in the outfield, but not next year.
Not next year. I mean, because the guy did everything that was asked. He improved his defensive play. You can't listen. You graded out as one of the you did all the work we asked you to do. You graded out as one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball. Can you move to center field for us, please, next year?
It's a tough message to send. maybe more likely that Aiden Miller slides over to third, at least
Third
for
base.
now, and then slides back to short when need be. Who knows?
Right. This
Open
kind of
mind.
bigger. Dennis Donahue on Facebook, should the Phillies get away from the outfield platoons and just get outfielders that are good enough to play every day? The system this year didn't really work. Kepler, Marsh, Rojas, Kemp, Wilson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Worked pretty well at the end of the year.
It did work pretty well at the end of the year.
Better. I mean, it didn't work in the playoffs because Marsh did not hit. Kepler didn't do a lot.
Bader was hurt.
Bader got hurt.
Right.
I mean, your goal is to always have 9 men. Like, you can have the same 9 regular lineup. Your goal isn't to, say, okay, we're going to have platoons all over the place. They kind of become a necessity when you don't get the production you're looking for. So the ideal would be to have regulars at every position.
Of course.
So I think they'd like that.
Sure. I mean, I think when people talk about this offseason and where, like, running it back and where you're going to see the change, I think you're going to see the most change in the outfield. I mean, if you had to, right? I mean, you're going to have Castellanos. We don't expect to be back. Bader. That's maybe our next question. Bader. He's a free agent, mutual option.
Does Justin Crawford get a chance to play left field every day? Or center field? Because I really don't feel like Marsh is a center fielder. I think that experiment probably is over. Yeah. But they may be forced to have to play him in center. I think I'd like to give Justin Crawford a shot if they're going to have a choice between the two of them. I'd like to see Crawford, until he fails in center field, play center. Have Marsh play left if they can't move him to right. But I think Marsh is a really good corner outfielder, especially defensively.
Who do you think's more likely to make the opening day roster right now, Andrew Painter or Justin Crawford?
Oh, that's a great question.
If you had to give an edge to somebody,
I'd say Painter out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Painter, but they could both be there.
I
think they both will be there. I think they both will on April 1st or whatever, March 27th or whatever it is. I think they both have a chance to be on the roster.
I do too. I mean, what is Justin? I mean, Dave said there. I would have been comfortable calling up Justin Crawford in June or July, but then we went in a different direction. I mean, what does the guy have to prove in AAA? Hit
340,
800 OPS. He's a talented player. I mean,
and it doesn't mean he has to stay there. He's going to have to play. I mean, if he falters, he might have to go back and regroup. But hopefully he doesn't, and hopefully he's ready for his sake. And for the team's sake, that'd be great to have that speed weapon. Be fun.
Absolutely. And that would be some fresh blood in there as well.
Think about the speed that they would have then. They'd have Turner, Crawford, Stott. And you're talking about, a lot of wheels there.
Right. And I mean, whoever's playing center field, you assume could run as well if it's Marsh or somebody else, right? Speaking of that, Heimbach 92 on Instagram, do they re-sign Harris and Bader? I personally would. Now, on our Monday show, we ranked, I don't know where Bader ended up. He was like 3rd or 4th most likely to not return. And that upset a lot of people.
Everybody up. That ticked everybody
off. They did not like us saying that.
I think it wasn't what we hope happened.
Agreed. And it also was based off the fact that he has a mutual option, and mutual options are never exercised. So he is going to become a free agent, and he's going to want a multi-year deal. And the Phillies internally are going to have to decide, do we believe in the player that he was this year at age 32, or do we want to look at the back of his baseball card and see a player that was below league average the last 4 or 5 years? So if they believe that he's turned the corner and can replicate this, then maybe they do sign him a multi-year deal. But if not, then that's kind of a gamble. So that's why
what's his mutuals? 8 million?
10 million.
10?
Yeah.
Suppose you reworked it to 12 and made the mutual option on 27.
I mean,
there's ways to bring him back for a year, but I wouldn't really. I'd be a little leery about doing multi-year deals with them. And I think he's going to be able to command that, it seems, because there's not a whole lot of outfielders out there either. I mean, one of Jim's favorites, guy Laureano's out there. I kind of like that. I kind of like that name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That is Jim's guy.
That.
There's no outfielders out there, but wait till expansion comes.
Then there's none. Then
You
there's
know
really no outfielders.
You know, it's funny. You're looking at the free agent list in the outfield. You're right, Jim. I mean, there's not a lot of guys out there, and everybody is a left-handed.
Tucker and Tucker. There's Tucker. And then there's Tucker.
There's Tucker. There's
and
Cody
Tucker.
Bellinger.
And Cody Bellinger. Shut it down after that.
Mark Canna, his annual free agent appearance.
Does Trent Grisham do anything for you? I mean, there's some guys like that. Alex Bregman might be out there again.
Ooh, there's another nice right-handed bat.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I'll take him.
Third sacker. Put him behind Harper. Another Boris guy.
I wanted to get him last year.
You did. I remember you're
stumping on him.
Stumping on Alex Bregman. Didn't happen. Last one. We got a bunch. I'm gonna save some of these. Maybe we could bring some back next week. Manu TDYL on Instagram wants to know who's the funniest out of the three of us.
Jim Salisbury.
Jim Salisbury.
You are
without a doubt.
Jim Salisbury's the funniest. You have the best. Todd has the best. Imitations and things like that. I'm the most sarcastic.
No doubt.
You're the most lovable.
I am
Jim,
not the most lovable. Clearly not.
I do have this.
Jim is the funniest.
Jim is the funniest by far. I have so many people text me and go, I didn't know Jim was that funny. I'm like, yeah, 100%.
No, I think you are.
No. Jim, don't deflect now. We've decided
don't be deflecting.
No deflections. So
you're hilarious.
He's a great actor.
He is. Emmy type stuff he fires out there.
Well, guys, that was fun. Don't forget the PhillyShowShop.com is open.
Swagalicious.
Scan the QR code on your screen. Help support the show. We appreciate all of your support. Again, we will be here all off season. We're going to be back on Friday, and we're going to talk about all the things that Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thomson said at Citizens Bank Park. They're having a press conference on Thursday morning. We'll get together, tape something Thursday night. We'll post it Friday morning. And it's going to be an interesting conversation because they have a lot of questions to answer and about a lot of different things. Should be fun.
Postmortem. I love those postmortems.
Oh, we got to give away the card, Todd.
Oh, yeah, the card. Jeez, thanks, Jim. Jim, who's your – thank goodness.
Put his notes down.
Who do you got, Jim?
All good questions. Could you just give me a little quick reminder on every one of them?
Oh, my gosh. Every single one?
I don't have a pencil.
Success on the Ranger, the Dodgers success re-signing Ranger Castellanos. What are you going to get?
I actually like that question.
Huh?
Big rumors question. Let's see. If Schwarber walks, what about Pete Alonso? Thoughts on moving? All the Kevin Long questions. We got a ton of those.
Who asked the Pete Alonso question?
Who asked the Pete Alonso question was asked by GPAP9631 on Instagram.
Is that Papelbon?
I don't think he would be able to type something in.
He's not allowed to win.
Yeah, he's not allowed to win. He doesn't eat Manco.
Actually, but that's my winner, the Pete Alonso question.
You know what I did? I thought that sparked the best conversation out of all of the questions was the idea of the Phillies signing Pete Alonso, arch nemesis Pete Alonso, thorn in their side Pete Alonso. Bryce Harper saying, you know what, I'm going to move out to right field for a couple of years. And then Pete Alonso
could be our Pete Rose.
Oh,
get us over the top. Look at Ruben's face. Look at Ruben's. Ruben, you had him right in New York.
He was I just missed. I was in the front office when he had his rookie year.
So what do you think? No bueno?
Pete grates on a lot of people. I will say that, right? Pete grates on a lot of people, but in talking to people that I did talk with Zach Wheeler about him this year, he's like, I like Pete. He's like,
Equating him to Pete Rose, though, as a one.
I was kidding. He has the same first name. I was totally kidding.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was totally
I think he would help the Phillies, yes.
But, why? Damn the Torpedoes, just get another big slugger in here. And
bring Alex Bregman here, and then we can start talking business.
I would take Bregman as well. Nice right-handed bat. You may have an opening at third base. That's a very good idea as well.
Rob Thomson is back, but it does not mean the Phillies are going to run it back. We will be back on Friday.
Smell you later, boys.
Smell you, James.
The Philly Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Philly Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.